Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Reckless Paradise podcast. I'm your host, Dystro, and tonight is another random ranking, and it is a band that we kind of talk about, but we dabble with a little bit. It is a Green Day random ranking. I know, shocker. I know we haven't done this band at all. Oh my gosh, holy shit. But tonight we are looking at 10 songs in no particular order. So we have Look Ma, No Brains from the latest album, Pop Rocks and Coke from the International Super Hits album, Nuclear Family, which is from Uno, the one in 2012, Redundant, which is from Nimrod, The Grouch, which is also from Nimrod, She is from the album Dookie, Brain Stew is from the Insomniac album, What's Her Name is from American Idiot, Hitchin' a Ride from Nimrod, and Holiday is also from the American Idiot album. So we got some Nimrod love on this random ranking episode, which is good to see. Just a little bit before this, I had listened to some of these songs, and I knew 5 out of 10, which is cool to me because I'm not really a big. I don't listen to a lot of Green Day, which is crazy. But I'm just gonna go with it. And I just literally just before recording, I just literally went from 10 to 1. And yeah, let's just get it right on into this. So starting from the bottom of the barrel, which one is it's kind of hard to say, but it sucks to put it here. My number 10 is Look Ma No Brains from the latest album Survivors. It's not a good album. Like the first half, it kind of got me hooked a little bit, but then by the second half, it was just like okay, like it's just there. Look Ma No Brains is like it's a really good song. It's very fast paced. It's kind of going back to like the old school kind of like Green Day style from like Dookie and Nimrod and all that stuff. It's still not a bad song either. It still kind of gets played here and there. But yeah, it's just short, sweet, and simple, to the point. My number 9 is Pop Rocks and Coke. This one I don't really hear much about. That's not a bad thing. It's just like I just don't really hear it that much. That's why I put it at number 9. It has to be like not hard hitting. It's not gonna be. Doesn't have to be fast paced or anything. It's just like if it starts off slow and then builds to like a crescendo and all that stuff, I'm hooked. But if it's gonna be like slow like all the way through and all that stuff, like then it just kind of loses me. But yeah, that's why I put it at number 9. Going into number 8, I put Nuclear Family from the Uno album. Like I said, that album was kind of not good from what I've heard. I think they said like that was like the best one out of the trilogy for the Uno Dos and Tres. Um, because it's got "Oh Love" on the Uno album, which is my favorite song from that album. Um, but like Nuclear Family, it kind of starts off like with like a crescendo and kind of stays that way a little bit. But if it doesn't get me hooked like within like the first like 30 seconds and stuff like that, sometimes it kind of loses me. Sometimes. Um, but yeah, it's not a bad thing. Like I said, it's not a bad thing. But I think I don't hear a lot of pop rocks and coke. I don't hear a lot from Nuclear Family either. So kind of give those like a little bit of a leeway here. Just gotta give them more of a chance, I guess, in the future. Um, Going on to number 7, Redundant from Nimrod. This one I do hear a little bit more. Because me and Marissa have watched the video on Redundant during one of the MTV nights like many years ago. Like 2 or 3 years ago. Which was like a good, I guess it's a good music video. It's like it kind of takes you out of it a little bit. Because you're like gonna try to figure out like what the fuck's going on. It's still a good song. And I think I kind of need to give Nimrod the album a good listen because like there's like three or four songs on there that I do know, and like the three that I had mentioned, was on there. So I kind of gotta give that an endorsement I guess a listen, I should say. On to number 6, The Grouch. Another song that I don't really hear much about, but when I listen to it, I actually listen to the whole way through, and it's actually what I like in the song. It's kind of very fast paced. It's very hard hitting and all that stuff. Um, and I actually, like I said, like in the previous statement for redundant, I kind of gotta give Nimrod the listen to, which doesn't really doesn't get say a lot often. When somebody had said like, oh yeah, you gotta listen to this album and all that stuff, I'm like, okay, like I'll listen to it, but then like I don't really get to listen to it because I don't have a lot of time. So I know Marissa kind of like she was saying that this album was a really good album for her to listen to because she got it at a garage sale, and like it was like $1, so like it's good. She said it was actually really good. So I guess I'll have to listen to it on my own time, I guess. But back to the song. The Grouch is it's like I said, it's very fast paced, very hard hitting. Like I said, um, it's I don't know if there's a music video for it or anything, but if there was, I don't know how they would do it. But yeah, it's number 6. It's not the middle. It's like a little bit of the middle of the road, a little bit. But it's not too bad, but it's not worse, stuff. So it's like kind of right there in the middle. So that being said, number 5, it is She from Dookie. This was like an all-time classic for me sometimes because I know like kind of almost all the lyrics to it. Sometimes I do my own ad libs. I mean, we all do. Um, but yeah, it's like one of those songs from like it's from '94, so it's like you have that '94, I guess, sound. You have like the grunge kind of coming into the play here. And like from the opening like bass line from Mike, it's like it's really like it catches your attention like right away. It's like you and it's like when I hear that bass riff, it's like it just puts me back in that mindset. Like again, it's like it's not a bad song, it's not a good song, but I just gotta give, I guess, more to that Dookie album. Because I know like Welcome to Paradise, and I think that's kind of it. But I mean, besides She, um, but yeah, it's really good song. Okay, going to number 4, Brain Stew. Okay, from the Insomniac album. Okay, so if we were counting the amount of times like I know this song, I probably would say like 1,000 times. But it kind of gets overplayed for me a little bit. Because like from the opening riff, like I say, some on a lot of these songs, it kind of like it puts you in that mindset, puts you in that mood sort of thing. And plus like Brain Stew going into the next song, which I kind of forget the name of a little bit. It actually puts you, I guess, in that early like mid '90s, because I know the video for it. It's like it's black and white, and then it goes I think kind of into color like halfway through or something like that. Again, it's a really good song. I gotta give like some of these like Green Day albums, I guess, like I listen to, like starting with Nimrod and probably with Dookie. I did the whole American Idiot album on my own, because me and Marissa we were going to at some point, but then life got in the way and she had to go take care of her father and all that stuff. But it's all cool. Like I just did some things by myself, and I'm actually kind of glad that I did it, because then I can just say like, look, I listened to this album by myself, and I can do a whole breakdown episode on it in the future. Just give me a little leeway here. But then again, Brain Stew, it's an all-time classic, for the right reasons, I guess. Um, okay, so going into the top 3. So my number 3 is What's Her Name from American Idiot. I did not know this song going into it, And I remember Marissa was talking about it and being like, "You gotta listen to this song. You gotta listen to this song." I'm like, "Okay, I'll listen to it." And then when I did, I actually messaged her right after. I was like, "Oh my god! Like I've gotta listen to this song a little bit times over." But then, like I said, we were gonna listen to the American Idiot album together. But then life got in the way. Yada yada yada. Whatever. So then that's why I took it upon myself and listened to it, and I'm actually kind of glad that I listened to it that I think that day or the next day or something. And you have Holiday going into Boulevard Broken Dreams. You have Give Me Novocaine and all that stuff. Um, and it's actually really cool how they do their transitions into the other songs. Because it's like something that's like really not heard of a lot today in today's modern music. Because like when you can transition from a song into another song very well, it's like it's done masterfully, and not a lot of people can do that in the recording studio. So then, like in my case, like I love like when one song can kind of bleed into the other and then just goes right into the next song without like no full stop, like break and then like going right into the next song. Def Leppard can do that. I know like a Perfect Circle can do that sometimes. I know like maybe Blink 182 can do that sometimes as well. Don't quote me on that. Um, but yeah, it was really cool to listen to the whole American Idiot album because like that's like one of their best selling albums at this point, and there's like a whole play about it too, which is kind of cool, which I want to really see. Um, but yeah, what's her name? It's a highly recommended song if you have listened to this podcast channel for long enough. Um, so going into the final two, my number two is hitching a ride. Now, hitching a ride is was kind of self endorsed by Marissa herself. Because before I even had started recording, she was saying like, "Well, you'll like this song and you'll like the whole album and all that stuff," like I had said previously. I was like, okay, just going in with a blank mindset and all that stuff. As soon as I heard "Hitching a Ride," I think that is kind of being like my new Green Day song at this point in for Nimrod in '97. Like that's a really good like song. It's kind of like one of those hidden gems. You know what I'm saying? Because you have Good Riddance, Time of Your Life on that album, but then there's some songs that are kind of like hidden tracks, maybe some deep cuts in some of that madness. And I'm thinking like this one's kind of like a hidden gem because not really a lot of people probably talk about this song. I mean, not for like no good or bad reasons. It's probably just because one of those songs where it's like, okay, like well, you gotta be in the mood to listen to it. And I'm not gonna lie, it's one of those things where it's like you can add it onto the playlist and it will get lost in the shuffle, yeah. But if you just seek it out and you just listen to it, it's like I said, it's very fast paced. It is really, really fast paced, I think. And I don't think majority of the songs is like 2.5 minutes, maybe 3 minutes. Um, which is very, very fast, with very, very fast. Um, but yeah, I think it's a really good song. So then that leaves with my number one, which is a self, I guess a self. How should I put it? A song that has been in my brain and in my mind for the rest of the time. Is the prelude into Boulevard of Broken Dreams, Holiday. We've all know the video with Trey Cool dressed up as a woman and Mike dressed up as a preacher and all that stuff. And I'm not gonna lie, this song it does not get overplayed for me enough to actually hate it. But Hitchin' a Ride and Holiday were kind of like one of those like neck and neck sort of situations. Like either or would have been fine. But I chose Holiday because of personal reasons and because of the video and because of like when Holiday goes into Boulevard of Broken Dreams, that's a really good transition. And I actually like the song for itself more than Boulevard of Broken Dreams, but Boulevard of Broken Dreams has more sentimental value to me than Holiday does, if that makes any sense. So that is my number one. I think I'm pretty good with this list. I don't think I would probably change like maybe one or two things on it. But that's the way it is, But please make sure to I guess follow us on all social media in the link tree in the description below. But also, how would you rank this list? Let us know in the comment section down below. Yeah. But also in that link tree will take you to our Instagram pages, Twitter pages, our Reddit page, or our podcast Reddit page, if I could speak today. My gaming YouTube channel is on there. I'm currently almost at 1530, which hopefully I can get to by the end of this month, but we'll see. And then tonight's song of the night is gonna be Holiday. And there is a music video for it, like I said previously. But yeah, that's it. And I will see you next Thursday for another episode of the Reckless Paradise podcast. Peace.